Hello, comrades! Welcome back to Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. My name, of course, is Open Potato. As we jump into this episode, I'm going to quickly pause the game there because apparently there is a large amount of money that is just disappearing. We've got dollars that are just disappearing for some obscene reason. I suspect that it's probably to do with steel construction. I suspect that it probably is. Okay, I mean, look. Let's just take out a little loan. Just a little 2-year loan. A little 2-year loan, 500,000 rubles, nice and cheap, nice and cheerful. There we go, to ensure that we don't absolutely just go completely, categorically dollar bankrupt. Anyway, what are we gonna do over the course of this episode? Well, a couple of things. First and foremost, we need to prepare for winter. Winter is coming, as they say, supposedly, in Game of Thrones, and we need to make sure that we're absolutely categorically ready for it. I think that we are. I think that everything is operational. I think that all of the heating plants are in good order. I think that we have enough plowing capability, but you know, we need to keep an eye on that and make sure that if there are any issues, we can respond to those issues. An issue that a couple of people were commenting on in the comments of the last video, thank you very much for that as ever. This area over here, supposedly if the food is still on the fields at the end of winter, or when winter starts, I should say, at the end of the harvesting season, then that will result in a whole bunch of food wastage. So we can hopefully deploy another grain silo. That's what I'm going to try and do. It's not the most optimum thing to be doing, to be brutally honest, but I mean, if it allows us to keep a little bit more croppage, then that, you know, it's unfortunately what we have to do. Let's do something like that over there. We'll build this ourselves. Can build that in there and delete that as well because we don't need that. That is totally fine. Now that's going to cost a little bit of cash, but it should be okay. Why, pray tell, is this causing me strife? Building is without power supply. What the heck is going on here? What the heck is going on here? Following this cable all the way back. This building is without power supply as well. Presumably this building is without power supply. Are we... Okay, we just straight up have no workers in our... We straight up have no workers in our power plant. That's really bad, actually. That's really bad. I'm gonna tell everyone to work at the power plant. Everyone who comes through here should definitely work at the power plant. We're gonna be without power for a little while. Not exactly over the moon about the fact that we have a little bit of downtime. I suspect that that's because some workers in this vicinity are being utilized in the construction process, so not exactly ideal on that front, but not exactly the end of the world either. We are still exporting a couple of bricks, which is good. Hopefully that's going to lead to a little bit of an increase in the dollars that we have. So that's kind of nice. I also over the course of this episode very much want to try and get a couple of upgraded roads. So that is what we are going to try and do. Maybe, just maybe, we can bring this area online. That would be kind of nice. I mean, this would be a pretty good area to upgrade the roads of, to be honest. Yeah. You know what? Let's actually do that. So, let's zone this all to be upgraded. This is going to take a long time. I appreciate it. It's going to cause, no doubt, a little bit of an issue with pedestrians getting from place to place. I hope it doesn't cause too much of an issue. I hope tourists don't immediately decide to leave, but if they do, then they do. You know, we're just gonna have to live with the fact that that's a possibility. We're just gonna have to live with the fact that that is indeed a possibility. Also, the airport does need a redesign. I know it's crying out for a redesign here, and I should probably look into doing that. At the end of the day, I think it's actually okay. Like, the airport is important. The airport is very important. However, what's more important is that we actually just try and bash down about 1 billion more hotels so that we can try and try and keep some of the tourists that we are bringing into the country here. Because at the moment, we just don't have the space for them. We do at the... Well, actually, tell a lie. We do, at the moment, have enough space for them. But that's not usually the case. That's not usually the case there. Small amount of tourists due to... Oh, epidemic? The epidemic, presumably. Okay, so that's why we just have slightly fewer tourists than normal. I guess that makes, I mean, pretty much perfect sense, to be fair. So there's slightly less travel occurring at this moment in time, which is fine. Anyway, the reason that we want to try and upgrade roads, well, for a multitude of reasons, actually, but, you know, one of the reasons that we want to upgrade the roads is, of course, better roads allow people to walk faster, they allow cars to drive faster, but we can also prioritize road cleaning slightly differently, if I'm not mistaken. So we've got the... What was I going to do with this medium distribution office? I can't even remember what I was going to do. Oh, I do remember what I was going to do with that medium distribution office. We'll get to that in a second. The technical services office, look at this. We can prioritize roads slightly differently. So we're going to bump that up to like 50%. That can be up to like 55-60%. So we're gonna, you know, we're gonna prefer working on lamped roads and then just, you know, properly paved roads. The whole point of getting this medium distribution office, there was a very, very good reason, and that reason was to get a whole bunch of trucks that can transport meats from the warehouse over here, and the meat storage over here, and they were going to transport it to... Oh, they were going to transport it all around, actually. Do we have a shopping center over here? We have a pub. Do we have alcohol in this Disneylandovsk place? We do not. We do not have alcohol yet. Okay. That's something that we're going to need to give consideration, actually. Also, making sure that we get more boats. We need, like, 15 more boats than we currently have. Anyway, the point of this distribution office is to do food distribution. So that's exactly what we're going to try and do. Road over there, road over there, road over there. Excellent. And there should be, what, like one or two more, I think? One there. And that might be it. That might absolutely be it. Cool. Alright, well, bump that up to 50%, bump that up to 50%, bump that up to 50%, and we should immediately see some activity here, right? Yep, that's great. That's really, really good. That's really, really, really good. I think that we should get a couple of additional boats right now, because I still suspect that we've got more than enough food. Let's see what the other boat's doing. 34 tons of food, 25 tons of meats. I think that might be the max that it can actually carry. Yeah, we have a maxed out food situation here. We have a maxed out food situation in aisle 4. We can't store or export alcohol, and I suspect that's probably because we haven't configured this. Yeah, we haven't configured this place to store alcohol yet. Limit amount. Let's limit it to 50% alcohol, 50% food, as that's the only thing that is really going to be stored here, which is absolutely fine with me. Okay, and now I think that we're just gonna go crazy. You know, not literally, but metaphorically. You know, we should probably just buy. We should probably just buy some new boats. It's true, we probably should. 14 knots, 5 knots. Maybe we should get some slightly smaller vehicles. I mean, these cost a lot less. They cost a lot less, but they also travel a lot faster. Yeah, I think there's a case to be made here, actually. I think there's a case to be made about buying a whole bunch of those. But I think what we're going to do right now is buy, yeah, literally four river cargo ships here. And we probably want to assign, like, one to exclusively transport food. I imagine that will probably fix the food imbalance. Right, so you can load 100% of food. We don't want to wait until loaded for any of these things. Doesn't particularly matter. We'll get you to go first. You to go second. You to go third. That's right. Honk, 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 honk. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And so that should mean, theoretically, that we are moving a little bit of alcohol around, which is great because it's pretty important that we have alcohol moved up to the other area. Can I assign a new pickup point, please? Add new connection. There. Now, will they automatically just balance the food across here? I suspect that they might not. Yeah, we may have to take some more drastic actions to ensure that the grain actually gets loaded into this silo. Although it might just work perfectly. It might just work perfectly. Okay. As I say, it's not an ideal situation, but it will at least suit us for now. Let's connect up some roads just to make sure that this all works. Yeah. So this is the situation. We are storing some grain in a backup silo. It's pretty much that simple. Grain in a backup silo should at least help out with the capacity problems. Should at least allow us to get a few more bits of grain, a few more tons of grain off the fields and into the processing area, into the factory. Alcohol as well. It's really irritating to me, honestly, that we're not managing to capitalize on the fact that we have full alcohol production. You know what I think that we could do to rectify this? I think what we could do to rectify this, maybe a little bit of a crazy idea, but you know what? I like crazy ideas. I like crazy, zany ideas. So let's do something like that. Smash that down. Bash that down. And then what we're going to do is we're actually just going to reassign all of these trucks to the distribution office. And then we can use the distribution office to export some food and alcohol from this warehouse if the storage capacity is above 80%, let's say. So we're going to first and foremost prioritize the delivery of resources to here. Because I believe that this should be, yeah, it should be delivering meat storage. Oh, that needs to be ticked there. Absolutely, categorically needs to be ticked in there. If storage percent is less than 90, then we're gonna be moving alcohol, food, and meat across to the boating area. However, this is, hopefully gonna give us a couple of extra rubles perhaps to spend. Alcohol is, I mean, it's pretty good export. As far as I believe. I don't know what the price is per ton, but it's more than bricks, that's for sure, and that's what we're currently exporting to the west anyway. Alcohol, where is it? Alcohol is 299 rubles per ton. It's pretty good. Food is 147, so, there's money to be made here. Meat is actually 300 and something, so that's also pretty good. Although, I think that we're just doing okay for meat at the moment. We could really do with getting a little bit more livestock, and we could do with slaughtering a little bit more cow. That would be excellent. Okay. Need to assign some task. Boom. Load if storage percent is above, I don't know, 80. What did I say? 80. And then we want to unload there. Boom. Perfect. Okay. So maybe immediately some trucks will get energized. If not, no big deal. We can let them all just chill out here. Doesn't need a power supply. We should be fine. And in the meantime, we should be moving all of our crops from the fields into the farm. The farm is still, I mean, overflowing with grain. I think that we're going to be producing locally more than enough grain to sustain ourselves through, an entire winter of production, basically. I sincerely think that. So I really don't think that we've got much to worry about on that front. So that is good at least. How is the technical university coming along? What are we waiting for? Asphalt? Okay, all right. Well, it's gonna be a little while. It's gonna be a little while before that actually gets done, but that's fine. Okay, we got 2 boats. Loads of meat, loads of food. Honestly, probably a little bit too much meat, if you ask me. Not exactly over the moon about how much meat we're managing to transport down here. Might be worth us having a little bit of extra meat transport here to perhaps take the meat somewhere else, i.e. the border. Maybe we just sell the meat at the border. I don't know about that. Why are we not able to get asphalt over here? What's the issue? What's the issue with this? Source of workers is empty. Fine. We cannot store or export asphalt. There's nothing to worry about. We got plenty of stuff. We got plenty of stuff. I don't understand why this is taking such a long time. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Either way, everything else seems to be mostly working properly. Gravel processing, yep, pretty happy with how the gravel processing is going. There were a couple of comments, by the way, about this is, you know, severe overkill. You know, the amount of gravel extraction capability that I have here is far in excess of what I'm actually going to need. I don't necessarily disagree with you, but given that it basically costs us absolutely nothing to get all of these mines up and running, and they will never have people working in them, I'm not particularly bothered about, like, rectifying it or you know, getting rid of the mines. I think this is fine. It's okay. It's fine. Wait, what is the issue here? You cannot access here. Ah, yes. Yes. That's fine, I guess. That's fine. You know, that should be done soon. It's just gonna take a little while. It's just gonna take a little while. It's just gonna take a little while for us to build this road, and hopefully in the intervening time, you know, the tourists decide to stick around. That's pretty much all that we can really hope for. That's really all that we can hope for. Let's have a little look at the tourism stats, actually. Tourists returned 126. 2 people ended their trip prematurely. That's okay. That's absolutely okay. That's this month, and this month is 20 days in. 5 Western tourists ended their trip prematurely. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. I think that is I think that is a record that we can absolutely be proud of. What's going on here? What is going on here? Oh, yes, you also can't access this area. I mean, that's fine. That's okay. That's okay. I should maybe look at adjusting the price levels of some of these at some point, but I mean, I really don't think that it's a priority, not in the short term anyway. You also presumably are having an issue with access. I mean, okay, I can fix this. I can fix this. We can issue a temporary fix for this. Let's do just that, shall we? Okay. I'd love a road. Oh no, it's happening. It's happening, people. It's happening. Winter has well and truly arrived. Really? Really? This is gonna be a nasty connection. I can feel it. If I'm even allowed to connect it, to be honest. I might not even be allowed to connect this road up. When I said that I would be able to issue a temporary fix, kind of thought that I would actually be able to do it. Okay, new plan. Something like that. Something like that. It doesn't solve any of the issues, really, but it at least gets us some additional exposure. Okay, well, now this is the moment. This is the moment. Let's have a little look at the population stats this month. How many deaths this month? This month there's been 900 deaths? What? How many were there last month? 260 last month? How did that happen? Oh, I think it actually might be the epidemic. That might be the problem. Okay, well, let's just hope. Let's just hope beyond hope that we are not going to see a huge decrease in the population. Does look like it's sort of disappearing, actually. Deaths do seem to be increasing rather rapidly. Not exactly in love with that. Not exactly in love with that at all. Where are they happening, though? That's what I want to know. Like, where are they happening? It's not here. It's not here. Okay, good. I just want to make absolutely certain that it's not happening anywhere that I can do something about it, you know? I don't think it's down here either. We don't have the ability to measure the population here. Right, well this is just gonna suck, I guess then, if we just continue to lose population. Okay. Looks like the number of people dying has stabilized. And look, as long as we're getting, you know, more births than deaths, that's positive, right? That's positive. There are 21 adults that are still living with parents. Where on earth could that be? Where on earth could that be? I do not know. I'm not sure. How's this area? This is where it's gonna be happening. How is this? How? I thought I fixed Turistovsky. I definitely fixed Turistovsky. How? How? I do not understand why this is still broken. Work at the heating plant. It's that simple. There we go. Okay, so now nobody is gonna die. But I mean, the damage has already been done. The damage has already been done. We have a hospital here. But we're gonna have a problem. I mean, I don't know. The temperature is gonna be fixed in just a sec, right? The temperature is gonna be fixed for sure. But how on earth did this end up? How on earth did this end up happening? How? How? Excuse me? Okay, I can't have that. Yeah, okay. We gotta have more people working at the fuel production facilities. Okay, we do have rather a large amount of fuel that I'm assuming nothing is happening with. Building is without a power supply. Okay, another issue that is entirely within my wheelhouse to fix. And I am questioning why it's all going so badly wrong right now. Why? Why? Okay. Looks like there was just a minute where there weren't enough people working there. We should be pumping up the heat in this building here in Turistovsky, but the temperature in the building is still too low. Keep pumping. There we go. Okay, fine. It's been fixed. But that's a big blow, actually. That's a big blow. And I really don't understand why. That's a big old shame. Says that we're without power over here, or at this store specifically. But that doesn't actually matter, I don't think. We don't technically need power over there. Also, we have run almost entirely out of rubles, which is... I wouldn't actually say that's a problem. It's fine. Okay, so this month, in fact, last month, the deaths went down. This month, the deaths are... Oh, they're just coming in so thick and fast. As long as it's more births than deaths, right? As long as it's more births than deaths, we're good. It's just in this gosh-forsaken town, apparently, where we are seeing people die. Is it because of access to food? Is it because of access to food in the big flat here? No, there's a small shopping center. What is the issue? What is the issue then? There is absolutely categorically access to food via the shopping center. Yeah, what's missing? What's missing here? I do not know. Okay, well, you know what? In order to ensure that this area is actually, you know, properly up and running and operational, I think we're gonna have to do the... We're gonna have to do the unsavory thing. We're gonna have to do the unsavory thing of taking out another 2 million ruble loan. Another freaking 2 million ruble loan. And that is gonna be entirely to try and max out the number of people that we actually have living in this prefab flat. it just gets to this point. It gets to this, like, critical mass point where we have enough people to sustain everything. And as long as we're at that point, then we're totally fine. But for some obscene reason, there was just an issue with the heating plant, and that issue with the heating plant was pretty terrible, actually. It was pretty darn terrible. Food, meats. Is it this grocery store that is causing quite literally all of our problems? It could very well be, to be honest. It could very well be. But then again, people can get access to this shopping center over here. So, like, what's the issue? None of this is reflective of reality here. Okay. Yeah, let's decrease the number of people that can work there. Decrease the number of people that can work there. Yeah, so we're retiring these 2 stores here. We're retiring these 2 stores. The heating plant needs to remain operational at all times, right? As long as the heating plant remains operational, we're gonna be just fine. We're gonna be just fine. The hospital should be operational now too, which is great. We've got the small shopping center. It's got fewer sellers than perhaps is required. That might be the issue. Let's do something like this, where we just invite a couple of people to work as shopkeepers, 100%. There we go. So we have 120 people in the shop that are waiting for attention. Wow, that's kind of crazy. But hopefully we're going to be able to rectify that. I don't understand suddenly why nobody is able to work at the shop. Very, very strange indeed. But, you know, it's life, I guess. There are no or fewer sellers than required. Yep, that's okay. That's okay. We fixed it now. We fixed it. 35 workers without a job. 35 citizens were unable to get food. Again, just an abject untruth. It's just not the case. It's just not the case. 64 citizens were unable to get food. Is there some sort of a pathing issue here? Is it to do with the fact that there is... Let's demolish both of these stores here. So instead of pathing to these stores, they'll go to the shopping center right here. Because that is very, very strange. Very, very strange, and really, really gonna decimate the town if we don't get on top of that. So yeah, let's fix that right up, please. Either way, I think that the death number, yeah, the death number is much more reasonable now. I mean, you know, 80 deaths, it's a lot, but at the same time, we've had 186 births, so, you know, we're net positive for 100 people, right? Yeah. There we go. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine. Is there any way that we can get snowplows to plow paths? I don't think that they can plow paths. I've just got to assume that people are not slowed down whilst walking or something, I guess. I've got to assume that that's the case. I don't know, though. I don't know. Church, one worker without a job. How can you not have a job? I told you to work at the shopping center. That's your calling. You gotta work at the shopping center, comrade. That is what you have been allocated to do. Okay. Meanwhile, power production is a little bit flaky, but you know, mostly it's fine. Mostly it's fine. The prefab panel factory is actually almost done. We've done a pretty significant amount of construction over here, actually. Yeah, that's very, very respectable. We got another 15 workers arriving, another 13 workers arriving after that, even though the dirt road means that it's taking a little bit longer than perhaps I would like. We've done a lot of advanced construction over here. It's cost a lot, almost certainly. Mechanical components, steel, it's not cheap, especially when we're, you know, importing it with dollars. Very, very expensive to do indeed. However, almost certainly worthwhile if it's going to allow us to start producing our own prefab panels and utilizing our own concrete and cement and all of that stuff. So, so that's really, really great. Very, very, very happy with that. 23 workers are arriving. Prefab panel factory is just about complete. Excellent. This is looking really, really good. This is looking really, 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 really good. Very, very happy with that. And the number of deaths is absolutely within acceptable parameters, which is exactly what you would expect me to say. It's the cold, hard truth. That's the reality of the situation, eh? You know, we can afford a certain number of debts, but past that point, we absolutely cannot. Production percentage at the heating plant is roughly 50%, so that's good. That is a positive sign for the future, that we've just got a whole heck of expansion capability, and we will have the ability, hopefully, to expand the town of Turistovsky out and probably, you know, into the surrounding areas, which is also really good. Gravel processing is happening at a rate of knots. It's actually bumped the number of workers that we can have operating here. We got 56 workers coming in right now. Holy cow, that's incredible. That's gonna be lightning quick. Of course, up until we finish the current stage of progress, and then we need to get more deliveries. Okay, we got a lot of stuff that's coming online. We got a lot of stuff that's coming online very, very shortly indeed. I do worry a little bit for Kolovsky. Kolovsky. There's a big difference, of course. I do worry how we're going to get people to this prefab panel factory. So what's the walking distance here? I suspect that it's not enough. It's not enough to get to that bus stop over there. So we either need to get a bespoke bus route, or we get another bus stop. I suppose we could maybe shift this bus stop to, like, here. Yeah, let's take that off. I suppose we could maybe shift the bus stop to here, but it depends if we can make a path work between... Oh, goodness. It's also saturated. Can we make a path work over here? See, here's my ideal situation, actually. Is that we're able to get a bus stop in this vicinity. It's super difficult to see what the heck is going on, actually. Yeah, so let's plan for that, right? And then let's just go in here. We'll get a brand new bus stop right in there. Yeah. And then we'll connect this up with the road over there. We'll just build it for all it's worth. We'll just do that. We'll connect that up there, and then we'll build this entire pathway system. The reason that I want to build this pathway system is that I want to see... Yeah, so that's just within range of the bus stop. Similarly, is this bus stop within range of the heating plant? The power plant? It absolutely is. Okay, so let's view the line here. Let's view the line. Kolovsky, let's actually just build the bus stop. We'll build it manually. And instead of going to Kolovsky bus stop number 2, we're instead going to go to Kolovsky bus stop number... What is that, 3? Yes, number 3. Let's do it. Whoa, hold up. Was that the first... Okay, wrong bus stop. Wrong bus stop. I messed up. I made a goof. Wrong bus stop. Bus stop number 2 is where we want to go. Cool. Right. So, everyone should for now work at the Kolovsky power plant. That's probably the most important place to be. And then this needs to get built too. Actually, what's the walking range? Yeah, it's only like 250 meters, 220 meters actually. So that's you know, ample walking distance. How are the debts? Debts are good. Debts are good. Debts are fine this month. Debts are good. Very, very happy with that. Very, very, very happy with that. How do we have 7,000 unemployed workers? I have no idea. I have no idea. Where have these people been all my life? I also have no idea. Building is burning. Even in the snow, it's possible. My brand new large aggregate storage for all of my quarried stone is up in flames. It's very, very disappointing. The fire brigade will probably be here on time. Although, I actually have to remind myself. Where's the nearest fire station? It's over here. Please tell me that you'll be here on time. Oh yeah, it's winter and therefore all of the roads are just ice. This is double time speed, by the way. Also, there's a maze to navigate, apparently, in order to get to this large aggregate storage. Yeah, we should really upgrade this to gravel roads. There's not really any excuse to have it as mud roads. I guess you don't usually anticipate a fire being here, but whatever. 12 kilometers an hour is the speed that these fire engines are crawling towards the fire. You think they could drive with a little bit more haste, even in the snow? Although I still think that we're probably going to be just fine. It's going to be cutting it a little bit close. Not, you know, not the closest that I've ever seen, but certainly, you know, a little bit too close for comfort there, yeah. Not exactly a glowing endorsement of the fire brigade, to be honest with you. Excuse me? Excuse me? Excuse me. That is not good. More people, please work at the fire station quickly. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, boy. All right. Well, that was far too close. That was far too close for comfort. Turns out that we needed more firefighters on the scene. But thankfully, the people only need to commute to the fire station as opposed to commuting to the actual scene of the fire. We therefore managed to save the day, which is just excellent, actually. Just excellent. Okay. Everything's looking good. Everything's looking real good. Very happy with everything that's happening over here. Don't think that we got any worker issues. Think that it's all fine. Think that our finances are actually looking very respectable as well. We need to just get on with it and start manufacturing our own steel, don't we? We really do. I tell you what, prefab panels as well. Prefab panels, we are paying a lot for prefab panels. So let's see if we can get on top of that one as soon as we can. Where are we importing? We're still importing food here, even though we probably shouldn't be. Road connection doesn't exist with distribution office. That's maybe a problem. Storage percent. Oh, I see. Okay. This medium distribution office, Turistovsky shopping center, storage percent is less than 10. We'll do food meat less than 10. Food meat less than 10. Cool. All right. So that should probably, almost certainly, get everyone energized in the... What am I talking about? I've just gone the entirely wrong direction, haven't I? I've just gone the entirely wrong direction. Less than 90%. Less than 90%, less than 90%, less than 90%, less than 90%. That's ridiculous. I don't know why I went down instead of up. I thought that I was dealing with a warehouse instead of what I was dealing with, an endpoint, which is the shopping center. Either way, we're importing a lot of food. Let's see if we can try and rectify that. Let's also see if we can try and get the prefab panel factory up online right now. Or at least soon-ish. How much would it cost to just build the dry bulk storage? Actually, an obscenely large amount. We need a lot of steel for this, as it turns out. Yeah. Okay, well, we don't want to start work. We don't want to start work on cement production until we've got the dry bulk storage and the corresponding conveyor up and running as well. Another fire? Another fire. It's this time in Turistovsky. The road, thankfully, has just been plowed, which is excellent. How are things going over here, actually? Things are fine. Things are fine here. Things are also fine here. We've got a plentiful number of people. Yeah, this is good. This is good. And the fire was extinguished as well, which makes for excellent newspaper headlines. Heroes of the Republic saved a dangerously burning fuel storage tank. You can all get medals and commendations and all of those niceties. All of those niceties. This, by the way, this coal power plant absolutely categorically does not need to exist. Not for a little while. Come on, let's just get the gravel processing done, shall we? Let's get the gravel processing done. And let's see what the heck is going to happen. Also, I think that I probably just need to drastically increase the number of technical services that I have in operation. Either that, or I get, you know, better roads so that I can differentiate and tell the technical services, you know, more specifically what they should be working on. Yeah, that's probably what I need to do. I mean, this road is just begging for an upgrade here. The thoroughfare needs work, for sure. Absolutely, for sure. Okay, I think we're going to get the gravel processing done today. How do we want to supply the gravel processing with employees? It's a great question. Haven't really given it much of a consideration. It's not within walking distance of anything, and I doubt that it is going to be within walking distance if I had a path. But it might be. You never know. It might be. So what's that? How long was that? That's 24 meters. That's 167. Oh, okay, actually, there might be hope yet. There might be hope yet. All right. Yeah, now we can totally draw from pretty much everyone in town, which is excellent. Which means that we should be able to immediately start with gravel processing. And what do you know? We are go for gravel. Now, we have one area importing gravel over here. We will turn that to 0, but we'll turn it to 0 after we set up a distribution network. Is there anywhere else that we're importing gravel? We're importing gravel over here. How much did we actually spend on gravel? I know it was almost negligible, but how much was it last month? Western countries, gravel, 3,000 rubles. All right, it's gonna take us a long time to. It's gonna take us a long time to pay for all of this. To pay for all of this gravel infrastructure that I just bought, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not bitter about it or anything. It's fine. We'll buy a medium distribution office over here. We'll go something like that, and we'll just build this with our rubles so that we can immediately start getting gravel up and running. Do we have any Maz trucks that are spare? Not really. Maz trucks are, you know, like gold dust. They're very, very rare and almost always occupied. Let's not go too crazy here. Let's get 6. Let's get 6 Maz trucks. Set this up as an unload point. Storage percent below 90 or 80, whatever. That's fine. Unload points. Storage percent below 80. That's okay. We'll do gravel. Load point from here. Load, storage percent above 0. Yep. Is there anywhere else that we need gravel? There is a... yeah, I thought there was a gravel... a bespoke gravel area for the rail construction office, but that's not the case. Is there a gravel area up here? Is there a gravel area up here that I've just missed? Don't think so. Don't think that we're importing gravel from anywhere else. Maybe 6 Maz trucks is a little bit overkill, to be honest with you. Maybe it's a little bit... maybe it's a little bit too many. Given that they are worth 35,000 rubles a pop, might be more prudent to spend that money elsewhere. But that's okay. All right, we're busy unloading a whole bunch of food, a whole bunch of alcohol, I hope. Have we got too much meat? We absolutely have too much meat. Okay. I kind of expected that this would happen. It's... yeah. It's a bit of a... I don't want to say that it's necessarily a bit of a problem, but we have 2 boats that are currently just occupied over here, just waiting to be unloaded, and we have a 3rd one that's coming in right now, which actually has got a lot of food that we need to transport. Now, I hoped that by fixing the meat excess problem over here with the distribution office, I didn't even fix it in the way that I should have. I should have bought some refrigeration trucks over here. There we go. That's better. Storage percent above 80. Meat, alcohol, food. Yeah, so if storage percent is above 80 over there, which it's not. It's not at the moment. It's not at the moment. We're missing crops. What? How on earth? How on earth are we missing crops here? How on earth? Oh no, please don't. What the heck? This is why forklifts are terrible, actually. This is why they're terrible. This is why they're awful. This is why they're dreadful. This is why they're just so unbelievably bad. It's not possible for something like this to happen. I refuse to believe that something like this... Okay. Alright, it's fine. I'm chill. I'm chill. Remove the grain storage from there. Remove the grain storage from here. We're only going to have one... So irritating. We're only going to have one singular... We're only going to have one singular depot that's responsible for doing grain transportation from now on. Because clearly the forklifts cannot be trusted to maintain anything. I mean, maybe we can get you to go here instead. Is that going to free the loads? Maybe. Kinda, not really. Okay, alright, great. Does that fix things? Are they just transporting food between each other? Is that what's happening? We've just got a never-ending circle of food transport here. Okay, well, given that I've removed the orders from a bunch of trucks here, we should get to a place where things get slightly better. Yeah, that's really, really irritating. There should only be a couple of related vehicles. Yeah, there's only a couple. There's only a couple now. We've fixed things, I think. Let's do that. We need to get this added too. And that needs to be on 80% as well. Excellent. Okay, so these three forklifts are going to have two connections. 1, 2. We can't set the numbers. We can't set the numbers, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to just hope that the forklifts are able to squeeze through, and we're not gonna have like a massive tailback like we did end up having. I think it'll be fine. We'll see if it works. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. Right. Did the grain on the fields rot? I think it did. So we lost a little bit of grain. It's not the end of the world. We have far too much. We have far too much in the system already. Yeah, we have a lot. We have a ton, in fact. So much so that we should be moving the cargo out of here. Storage percent is absolutely categorically above 80%, and yet we're not doing anything about it. Try that instead. 40% for the source buildings. Why is this not working? Don't know why this is decidedly not working. There is absolutely categorically more than enough food and resource to get started on this, and yet it's not. Destination. Yeah, I don't know why this isn't working. It should be. I don't think it's a power supply issue. Yeah. I mean, take from the warehouse directly then. Take from the warehouse directly. Maybe that'll make a bit of a difference. If storage percent is above, what did I say, 80? Above 80. Yeah, so that seems to immediately start everyone up and running. Oh, is it because there's a whole bunch of trucks that are filled with grain? Is every single truck here filled with grain? That's hilarious. Okay, I kind of love it. Also kind of hate it. Here we go. Okay, discard the contents of literally all of these trucks. I guess that was why they were not doing it, because they weren't able to sell the grain at the border. That's actually kind of cool. So yeah, the ability to dump all cargo is a brand new feature. And so I'm going to take advantage of that right now. We're going to save, like, you know, 200 rubles or whatever. And we'll be all the better for it. Apparently, yeah, we should get some cargo loaded on now, which is great. So as I say, if we're above 80% full on either alcohol or in fact anything, I think that, look, actually, I should just change it. Let's remove the warehouse. Let's get this loaded back on. Storage percent is above 80. Food, alcohol, meats. Wonderful. Let's go. We might have a couple of residual food stops, but that's not a big deal. Excellent. Yep, this is really, really good. This is really, really good for us. And honestly, as long as the forklifts have got somewhere to go, then we'll probably be fine. Yeah, so the forklift garage 2 should be the only real facility that deals with grain transport between the two grain storages. And that should lead to a situation that basically causes both of the grain storages to be somewhat equal. At least that's the plan. Again, this is the downside. This is the downside of using forklifts. We knew that it would be the case. It's, you know, proven to be irritating, but not detrimental. Not yet, anyway. Not yet. Not by any means. Okay, how are the deaths looking? Deaths are looking, whoa, 20 today? Last month, 681. That tells me that there's a problem somewhere. That tells me that there's a problem. That was a little bit too high. Fine here. Fine here. Yeah, okay. Fine here, too. Yeah, what about Turistovsky? Please don't tell me that there's been a problem in Turistovsky. Looks okay. Looks like there's been a few deaths. No, I think things are fine, actually. Maybe I missed something, but doesn't look like there's anything too detrimental. Also, a good amount of gravel is in the storage zone, which is excellent. We can probably decrease the number of people that we have working in the gravel processing. I'm assuming that by now we've probably started, we've probably started to see a bunch of our own gravel getting stuck into these large aggregate storages, which is going to make it super easy for me to just turn off the auto purchase with the dollars of the gravel. Excellent. Really, really, really happy with that. We still need to tackle steel, and don't get me wrong, I'm not eager to do it. I'm not eager to do it. Steel is one of those things, right? Steel is one of those things that is oh so rewarding, but it just takes so much of everything, right? It takes so much money to prepare. It takes so much resource to man. It takes a lot, you know. So you have to be really, really ready to commit to building steel and the associated structures when you actually do it. So, yeah. Also, this taxiway stuff. How do I want to fix this? How do I want to fix this? There's got to be an easy fix. There's got to be an easy fix. There's got to be an easy fix. It's also something to do with the plane's computation or whatever. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do that. 20,000 rubles. Maybe it ends up being worthwhile. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But it's at least gonna give planes an additional route now. As I say, I don't think that there was ever really necessarily a problem with this, but, you know, now it should be fixed. We still have a bunch of meat here. We still have far too much meat here. And that is very, very bad. And it's causing a huge amount of boat delayage. Look at this. There's a large number of boats that are here. Right. Okay. Quick and easy fix to this is to get yet another small distribution office, or another distribution office just in general, to be honest. I feel like I've built more distribution offices this episode than I've built cumulatively. Cumulatively in all series. Then we're gonna, you know, very, very quickly buy, like, I don't know, 3 meat trucks. We're gonna say new connection is here. If storage percent is above 90, then we're gonna just go to the border, I guess, which is closer. It's gotta be this one here. Yeah. Okay. And because at the moment it is almost certainly always above 90, we will probably see the trucks immediately jump into action and hopefully get rid of some of this meat. The problem is, meat is just a real pain in the backside to transport. It's transported in very, very small quantities. But it is quite expensive, which is not too bad. Okay. Last month, 600 deaths. I mean, honestly, if we were able to just keep it below 600 this month, then that would be excellent. I think that there must have been a problem somewhere along the line about heating, because that's the only thing that explains how 200 people were able to die in the first couple of days of February. There's a school fire, but that's okay. There is a fire truck that is en route and should be very, very rapidly extinguished. Zero problems there whatsoever. That is, in fact, excellent. The other thing that we need to look out for is this dry bulk storage area. Yeah, we're waiting for a little bit of concrete to be delivered. And after that, it's mostly just steel, which is, again, going to drain our finances. Speaking of finances, that's $3 loans that I have. I paid most of this dollar loan back, actually. That's because I only did it for, like... Yeah, it was only for a year, wasn't it? This is only for a year. This one was for 2 years. And we're doing it. We're actually doing it. We're actually doing it. So when this gets paid off... In fact, we could return all the money right now. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Let's do that. Let's return the money right now. I guess there was probably no reason to do that, given that I had a very, very low rate of interest. But I figured, you know, I'm gonna be an honest individual. I'm gonna be good to my creditors. I'm gonna give them a little bit of a winter bonus, I suppose. That's right. You don't usually chat about giving your creditors a winter bonus, but that's the nice sort of friendly republic that I run, that I operate. You know. Apart from the gulags, of course. You know, we're all above board here. We're all above board here. Yeah, so this is all going great. This is all going great, to be honest. This is all going really, really, really well. It looks like the airport bypass that I've created is also working similarly fantastically. Very, very happy with that. The big road through the center of town, I mean, I would love to be able to see if we were able to build it. I think that there's still a lot of work to be done, but at least, you know, a couple of facilities are accessible at the moment. Yeah, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. I think everything. I mean, everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good. We are making dollars, which is excellent. Very, very happy with that. Not making rubles, but that's because I bought in a little bit of resource to do some construction, but that's fine. I think, you know, honestly, just selling the bricks whenever we do that, right? Whenever we sell bricks, that's always nice. I think it's about to thaw. I think winter is almost over, by the way. I don't know when winter actually truly ends in the game, but I think that we're about to get through it. I think that we're about to get through it, and we're about to get through it together. That's my supreme hope. The railway station over here is done. Oh, there is actually something that I do need to do very, very briefly. I need to get a electric substation over here. And then we need to find out where the nearest substation is, and we need to get a wire sent around here. Also, there was some comment about how I didn't reconnect this wire over here. Yeah, it's a good comment, actually. It's a good comment. Maybe that lack of electricity was what led everyone to dying in this part of town. Maybe. Yeah, I probably should have reconnected that at literally any point over the course of this episode. Instead, I didn't. So there we go. That's entirely my fault, and I'm sure a couple of people probably died due to my inaction. Whatever. Whatever. It was only a couple. It was only a couple. It's not like Turistovsky. You know, that's almost probably worthy of its own cover-up. Right, let's path all the way around to the transformer here. I'm just gonna, you know, very quickly, very dirtily, just get a high voltage power line, or the highest voltage, low voltage power line. The highest voltage, low voltage power line? Yeah, that makes sense. The highest voltage, low voltage power line. And that will allow us to get everything up and running. Oh, aggregate unloading. This is the place. This is the place that I was chatting about earlier, folks. This was the place that I was chatting about earlier. I didn't have gravel coming in here via auto purchase, but I can get. This is aggregate unloading. Yeah. That's fine. That needs to be unload, and that needs to be set on 90%. Yeah, what was that? Was that a fire? No, no fire. No fire there. Okay, cool. So now the Maz truck should be able to deliver to the large aggregate storage here as well, which is great because that means that we're automatically going to be able to build prefab panels entirely locally produced gravel and locally produced cement as well, which we're raring to get started on. It's just a case of getting a little bit of extra concrete and then a little bit of extra steel. But that is no doubt going to end up costing an obscene amount of money. Probably more than I can really stomach, to be honest. But that's okay. 47 tons of steel to make the storage zone. But that's fine. Okay, and you know what? Just to top this whole fantastic episode off, we've escaped from winter. We've escaped from winter. We've emerged relatively unscathed. I mean, how many people ended up dying in February? Just to have a little look. 555. Last month was 881. I mean, the total this year, 1,236. Little bit more than the number of people that were born. And a couple of people did, of course, escape as well. I mean, I can hardly blame them, to be honest. But on the whole, not terrible. Certainly not bad at all. I think we did pretty well, all things considered. Winter has ended, which now means that we can move on to doing the much more fun stuff of not worrying about how we're going to survive winter. You'll have to find out next episode what we end up doing. I suspect that it might be steel. I don't know. Let me know what you want to see in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching, folks. Thank you as ever to the fantastic support over on the Patreon page, patreon.com/potato. Thanks to Banana Nana, C-Senpai, and Aurelio for being the $3 $25+ plus tier patrons. Thank you for watching, folks. I'll see you next time. Bye.